Hello everyone, and we got some exciting news for you today. XRP might be in the workings or maybe adopted by Pakistan because the State Bank of Pakistan had some nice things to say about XRP. Now, will RippleNet actually be used in Pakistan? Somewhat doubtful, and I'm not really sure if that would be good for RippleNet because obviously Pakistan is an enemy of the United States where Ripple is actually based at. They're one of the kind of rogue nations out there, and there could be increased federal scrutiny if they are actually adopted by Pakistan and service that region. But at least it's another country, and it's the State Bank of Pakistan that made good statements about XRP. So they called Ripple and XRP, quote, encouraging work. And that means they might be interested in it. Of course, countries that want to go around the traditional way of doing things might actually be interested in crypto. But RippleNet itself, they could probably use some kind of ODL, but RippleNet itself, they want to go around US sanctions, would probably not be used because Ripple, once again, is based in the United States and they would not help Pakistan do that. So basically, it's a surprising surprising statement from Pakistan, considering that Pakistan has more or less banned crypto. So State Bank of Pakistan praises Ripple and XRP. While crypto assets offer some benefits, the realization of these benefits still requires enabling preconditions, the report states. Furthermore, while some encouraging work is being conducted to support cross-border payments through Ripple's XRP, it still is only a minuscule level compared to the volume of cross-border payments globally, but that generally means they have a lot of room to expand. And they issued this in their 2022 Fiscal Stability Report. It takes a dim view of crypto, noting XRP as encouraging work despite its small size compared to the global payment volume. Of course, more rogue countries like Pakistan are going to be excited for crypto developments, and they would actually want to use some of those crypto developments to get around certain US sanctions. So the thing is, at least it's a positive statement, and when there's a positive statement, there might be some things behind the scenes, maybe getting ready to adopt this technology. I don't really know if they'll get ready to adopt the crypto, but if you think about a country like Pakistan, it honestly makes a lot of sense. Because, crypto is harder to stop across borders than fiat is. The central bank doesn't actually have full control over any of these assets. So they could possibly use XRP or another crypto in this kind of way to transfer money globally. You know that some countries have done this with Bitcoin, and XRP is basically a faster option along with pretty much every other coin to do this. But they've actually said something positive about XRP and cross-border payments. They're actually interested in this kind of use case, and they actually might end up using XRP for this kind of use case. This comment comes amid a backdrop of evolving cryptocurrency dynamics and its penetration into the mainstream finance, with SBP recognized the potential of cryptos like XRP in facilitating cross-border transactions. There's a broader acknowledgement of evolving financial landscape. So they're trying to grapple on to this new age of transferring money, and they're very interested because, once again, crypto is global and it could actually get around some of the United States roadblocks to countries like Pakistan. The US government won't like it, but it is another use case out there. Of course, they did highlight inherent risks that cryptocurrency brings along, like volatility, and of course, money laundering and terrorism. However, like Pakistan, terrorism, I don't know if they're too concerned about that. Because I think Pakistan does actually hide some of those, what we would consider terrorists. So the thing is, they also mentioned the collapse of FTX and disintegration of Terraform lab projects. Of course, they're going to use that against crypto just like everyone else. But at least I think the Central Bank of Pakistan, or the State Bank of Pakistan, is at least considering using XRP and Ripple based on their comments. There is some Vechain Ecosystem update. And they are actually getting ready for the launch of VWorld, which is their big wallet ecosystem. They bought enhancements to VROJ, and it actually enables people to list NFTs on Vechain's ecosystem pretty much right after they are actually created. So basically, the VORJ landing page, I think you have to sign up for the app, is now live that offers additional details regarding relevant resources, links, and guidance related to the VORJ platform. Vechain stated that very soon, users would be able to mint and list NFTs directly on the World of V, an NFT marketplace built on Vechain Tor. So there will be no more middle steps, and I think that will help spruce up really the ecosystem directly. And Vechain has been needing this for a very long time. The main growth for Vechain in terms of price is going to be on its ecosystem. The industrial partnerships are all good and all, honestly, but I don't really think, based on the amount of VTHO burn we have right now, I don't think they're really going to ever impact price. Whereas people minting NFTs on the blockchain, getting transactions, people locking up TVL will actually have an effect on the price immediately. So they're progressing, and they have new developments with VORJ. And of course, we're all looking forward to the Coinbase listing. Coinbase has said they would list them. We just don't know when they'll actually list them. Of course, like Vechain has announced they will be soon increasing the limits on the VROJ's free account, providing builders with more freedom and flexibility to explore VROJ features. And that, of course, is going to help more people come onto VROJ. In the future, Vechain will introduce new paid tiers for business and enterprise builders who require larger scale capabilities. It's important to note that the free tier will always remain available. So hopefully, increasing the scale of the free tier will draw in more users. So they've also initiated the initial implementation of Open Zeppelin and DAO contracts, which will become a new feature in the future release of VORJ. Efforts are ongoing in the development of both the front-end design and back-end aspects of the marketplace as a service feature. The innovative feature will allow community projects and enterprises to swiftly establish customizable marketplaces to cater to their specific needs. So Vechain is really developing their marketplace. They are really trying to develop their ecosystem. I still think they need to allocate more money to actually promote their ecosystem and promote development instead of going all in on some of the UFC sponsorship and stuff like that. I don't think the sports sponsorships really help at all with all this stuff. And of course, the next major step is to actually integrate the new wallet ecosystem. And I think that will help with liquidity purposes, especially as Coinbase actually lists the coin. So pretty good Vechain ecosystem update news. I'm looking forward to actually more from the Vechain ecosystem. I'm looking forward towards more partnerships, but also big DeFi improvements, and of course more funding for Vechain projects by third-party developers, because I really think that's what they need. Charles Hoskinson has actually said that the SEC is not coming after Cardano, and he actually lays out why. He thinks it's more of a political statement that the SEC is doing. I don't really agree with his logic. He says because of Terra Luna and especially because of FTX, one party, the Democrat Party, is trying to make it look like because they did get donations, they want to go really, really hard on crypto. But I really don't think that's Gensler's real issue with crypto. I think he just wants to establish himself as a hardline regulator. And of course, Elizabeth Warren, even before FTX, was very, very leery towards crypto. She just doesn't really like finances altogether. But my logic is why they won't go after ADAs, because they still haven't resolved the XRP lawsuit, and they still have the Coinbase lawsuit. Now, if they lose the appeal on the XRP lawsuit and then by relation, they lose the Coinbase lawsuit, they're not going to go after ADA, because Coinbase basically establishes that all cryptos on the secondary market are indeed not securities, which would actually include ADA, because ADA is listed on Coinbase, and that would be strengthened by the XRP lawsuit. And then the only thing that the SEC could actually go after in terms of ADA is the institutional sales or the ICO. But there's a big, big problem with the SEC in that regards, because Cardano had its ICO in Japan. All the institutional sales were to Japanese investors. And of course, the SEC has zero power in Japan. So if Coinbase and Ripple, if Ripple wins the appeal, Coinbase wins their dismissal or wins the lawsuit, then I do not think the SEC is going to come after ADA. It still might go after other coins like BNB, Solana, Polygon, etc., but it will not go after ADA, because the only thing it can go after is the institutional sales, and all the institutional sales for Cardano are in Japan, and the SEC has no jurisdiction in Japan. So Charles is right, but it actually depends on all these lawsuits falling in crypto's favor. So if you're an ADA fan, you should be cheering for Ripple in the XRP lawsuit, and you should be cheering for Coinbase in their lawsuit. Because if those two come through, then ADA is not going to be targeted by the SEC, because the SEC will have zero grounds to actually sue them on. BlackRock has been found to technically own over 12,000 Bitcoin. How is that? Did BlackRock buy Bitcoin themselves? No, but they own 8.1% of MicroStrategy, which is roughly 12,000 Bitcoins. MicroStrategy owns like 150,000 Bitcoins, and BlackRock owns 12% of them by relation. That big 115,000 Bitcoin wallet, I think I heard to be Gemini or Robinhood. I'm not really sure if that's true. It doesn't look like to be BlackRock, but BlackRock has other ways of owning Bitcoin, and they will own Bitcoin by owning MicroStrategy and other cryptocurrency stocks. I think this is their prelim of buying Bitcoin themselves because they have to wait, like other financial institutions, until 2025 before they can store either 1 or 2% of their holdings in Bitcoin. I think a lot of them are actually waiting for that moment. So yeah, so the thing is, like, BlackRock is finding other ways to get in, and if they hold Bitcoin right now, it doesn't really make any real sense for BlackRock to really want Bitcoin to dump any lower. So I actually don't think BlackRock is behind the Bitcoin dip. However, there is a theory that the US government is trying to move all the Bitcoin from Binance to Coinbase. And this theory goes like this. They bring the price of Bitcoin down, BNB goes down, Binance has to sell their Bitcoin to defend BNB. So basically Bitcoin goes down and the US government and people can buy that Bitcoin for much cheaper. The US government then somehow funnels all that Bitcoin that Binance sold into Coinbase, and they have Coinbase dominate the market for crypto. It's pretty fanciful, but if you follow the logic, it somewhat makes sense. I'm not saying I believe in it, but I think it is a remote possibility. So yes, BlackRock is actually upping their cryptocurrency holdings, whether via companies or Bitcoin, and I think 2025 will be the big splash year for all these banks and institutions. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.